Hello students, now in this video we are going to discuss about 12th standard computer science chapter 9 list tuples sets and dictionary. The last video class we discussed about what is mean by tuple and how to create a tuple and how to access the elements inside of the tuple. Now in this video class we are going to discuss about how to update and delete a tuple elements. Okay, we already know tuple is a immutable data item. Okay, what does mean by immutable? The elements inside of the tuple cannot be changed. Then how we can update and how we can delete the tuples? Now you can see what are the options are available. How to delete and update the elements of the tuples. Okay, so tuple is a immutable elements. What is mean by immutable? Unchangeable. We can't able to change the element present in the tuple. Okay, so instead of altering values in a tuple, we can able to join two tuples or deleting the entire tuple is possible. Okay, so what are the changes you can able to make? Instead of altering the content present in the tuple, we can able to join two tuples together or you can delete your tuple. These two options are possible. Okay, now you can see the example program how we can join two tuples together. We already know how to create a tuple. So tuple name is equal to within parenthesis you have to specify the tuple element. You can create a tuple element with parenthesis or without parenthesis. Okay, now you can see the example. Tuple 1, tup1, tuple 1 is equal to within bracket 2 comma 4 comma 6 comma 8 comma 10. So how many elements are present? Totally 10 elements are present in the tuple 1. And then tuple 2 is equal to 1 comma 3 comma 5 comma 7 comma 9. So totally 5 elements is there. Tuple 1 5 elements is there. Tuple 2 5 elements is there. Okay, now we are going to join to this tuples and frame a new tuple, tuple 3. Okay, tup 3. So tup 3 is equal to tuple 1 plus tuple 2. Okay, so tup 2, that is a short form of tuple variable. Okay, tuple 2. Now we can join, here we are using the addition operator, that is plus operator is used to join two tuples. So we get the output. For seeing the output we are using the print statement. Print statement is used to display the content on the monitor. Okay, so print of tuple 3, it shows the elements, that is these two tuples are joined together and form a single tuple. See the output. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. These elements are present in the tip 1. And then 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. These are the elements is present in tuple 2. So both the elements are combined together. It store in the tip 3. Okay, that is we are joining two tuple elements together. Okay. And then now you can see the syntax for how to delete your tuple elements. Okay, if you want to delete a whole tuple, then we can use a command del. To delete an entire tuple, the del command can be used. The syntax for del command is del, del. Del is the keyword. After writing the del keyword, you have to specify the tuple name. Okay, so if for example you want to delete tip 1, then you have to write del tip 1, tup1. Okay, that first tuple can be deleted. Okay, now you can see the example how to delete the element in the tuple. Okay, so tip 1 is equal to within parenthesis 2 comma 4 comma 6 comma 8 comma 10. The elements in this tuples are 5 elements is there. Okay, so print the elements of tip 1 is tip 1. Here we know already the double quotes is used to show the message on the monitor. So what are the things given within this double quotes? It considered as a string data that can be displayed on the monitor. And then comma tup1. So this is the variable name with, that is here a tuple name. Okay, tup1 is the name of the tuple. So if you are giving name of the variable alone, then it shows the value stored on that variable. Okay, so it shows the element present on the tuple 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay. Next line del tup1 tip 1. Okay, so that is we are going to delete the tuple 1. Okay, so del is a command is used to delete the tuple, so that tuple can be deleted. Okay, So print of tip 1. So once the tuple can be deleted, again we are trying to show that tuple, it shows an error message. Okay, that is the tuple is not present. See this name error, name tip 1 is not defined. So we are defined tip 1, but we are deleting the tuple. No, after deleting the tuple, we are not able to get the same tuple again. Okay, so del is a command is used to delete the tuples. So note that the print statement is above code prints the elements. The del statement deletes the entire tuple. Okay, here the del statement has delete the entire tuple. Okay, after deleting the tuple, we are not able to get the tuples again. Okay. So and then next is say about how to assign the tuple element. Okay, so tuple we know it is a collection of data items, sequence of data items. So how we can take place the assignment process? We already know the assignment operator is used to assign the values from left side to right side variable. Yes. Which one is the assignment operator? Equal to symbol. Okay. The assignment operator equal to symbol is used to assign the values from left side to right side variable. Now we can see how the tuple assignment can take place. So a tuple assignment is a powerful feature in Python. It allows a tuple variable on the left of the assignment operator to the assign to the values on the right side of the assignment. So the tuple variable is also assigned as like as the same normal variable, ordinary variable. That is, if for example a equal to 5 means, what is the meaning for that one? The value 5 will be stored in the variable a. Okay, that is right side values can be assigned to the left side variable. Okay, the same way here also left of the assignment ought to be assigned to the values of the right side of the assignment. Okay, so now you can see the example a, b, c. Here this 3 variable is considered as a normal variable is equal to 34, 90, 76. Now we are going to assign this values to this variable. Okay, so it assigned in the order. The first number 34 is assigned to the variable a, and then second number 90 is assigned to the variable b, and then third number 76 is assigned to the variable c. Okay, now you can see the example a, b, c is equal to 34, 90, 76. Print a, b, c. So the variables are enclosed with the parenthesis means it considered as a tuple variable. Okay, so here the tuple variable a, b, c, it gets the value 34, 90 and 76. Okay, so either we can give the values, constant values directly, or you can also assign any expression to the tuple variables. Now you can see how this expression can be assigned to the tuple variable x, y, z, p. Okay, so now you can see this 2 power 2, that is here double asterisk symbol is used for power operator. Okay, double asterisk symbol is used for power operator. So that is 2 power 2. How it can be calculated? 2 into 2. What is the value? 4. The number 4 will be stored in the variable x. And then see the next content 5 divided by 3 plus 4. Okay. So first the value 3 plus 4 will be added. What is the value is there? It gets the value. Here we take which operator can be processed first? 5 by 3 plus 4. This expression can be evaluated and then it stores the value in the variable y. Okay. So what is the value is there? 5 by 3 plus 4. Okay. So it evaluated and stores the variable y, and then next comma 15 modulus 2. So here modulus operator, it returned the value. So 15 modulus 2, what is the remainder value? So, remainder is 1. Okay, modulus operator, it returns the remainder value. So what is the remainder value here? 1 is the remainder. So the variable z, it get the value 1, and then 34 greater than 65. The condition is false. Okay, so 34 is the smallest number than 65. So it shows on false. Okay, is it clear? The value y, what is the value for y? 5.666 something. Okay, so here the expression is evaluated first and then it assigned to the particular variables, in which order it can be written, the same order the values is also assigned to the tuple variables. Okay, and then it shows the output. For that we are using the print statement, print x comma y comma z comma p. So the value stored on this variable will be displayed on the output. Okay, is it clear, ma? Now you can know how to assign the tuple variables. Either you can give the constant value directly, or you can also give any expression to assign to the variables. So if you are giving expression, means that expression can be evaluated first and then it store the values on the tuple variables. Okay, so returning multiple values in tuple. So we already know in C++ a function can return only one value. Okay, what is mean by function? A unit of code that is used to perform a specific task is known as a function. Okay, so in C++ programming language, a function can return only one value, but in Python a function can able to return more than one value. Okay, in Python programming language, a function can able to return more than one value. A function can return only one value at a time. Okay, normally a function can return only one value at a time, but Python returns more than one value from a function. Okay, so Python groups multiple values and they return them together. Now you can see the example how this programming language can able to return more than one value. So how it can be written? It group the values and return to the calling program. Okay, now you can see this example program, the maximum as well as minimum values in a list. Now we are going to write a program to find the maximum and minimum number from the list. Okay, so list means is nothing but collection of data. Okay, we are having more than one number. From that number we are going to find which one is a minimum number, which one is a maximum number. Okay, now you can see the function. How we can identify the function? The user defined function starts with the keyword def. Okay, so see here def is the keyword specified by the user defined function, and then min underscore max. So this is the name of the function. Okay, so first the keyword def will be written. After the keyword we are writing the name of the function. Here name of the function is min max, and then we are passing the parameter n. Okay, so what is the, we are passing one list. No, that list is name is n here. Okay, so and then we are going to find the maximum and minimum value. A equal to max of n. So we already know the built-in function max is used to find the maximum value in the present list. Okay, and then the one more built-in function min is used to specify the minimum value in the list. So we just include that two built-in function in this program. A equal to max of n. So this statement is going to return the maximum value present in the list, and then b equal to min of 5. This statement is going to return the minimum value present in the list. Okay, so it get the minimum value and the maximum value and store into the variable a and b. Now we are going to return this value to the calling function. For that we are using the statement return of a comma b. We are returning the value of a and b to the calling function. Okay, so num equal to, we are writing the list of numbers. So what are the numbers are there? 12 comma 65 comma 84 comma 1 comma 18 comma 85 comma 99. Okay, so the tuple is having the elements. How many elements is there? Totally 8 elements are present in this tuple. So max num comma min num, these are the two variable name, tuple variable name, is equal to min underscore max of num. Here we are calling the function min max. Okay, min underscore max of num. We are passing the tuple to the function min max. So after the evaluation of this function, the minimum and the maximum value is returned to this statement, and store max num get the maximum value and min num it store the minimum value of the tuple. Okay, so now next we are going to print the maximum value and the minimum value. For that we are using print statement. Print within bracket maximum value is equal to within double quotes. So what is the meaning of the statement given within double quotes? That is just considered as a message. It can be displayed on the monitor. comma maxnum. Maxnum is the variable name. It is used to store the maximum value written by the function min-max. So what is the maximum value? Here in this example, the maximum value is 99. So 99 will be stored in the variable maxnum. And then next statement, we are going to print minimum value. What is the minimum value? 1. Yes, this minimum value 1 will be stored in the variable min underscore num. Now you can see the output. Maximum value is equal to 99 and minimum value is equal to 1. So this is the way you can able to written more than one value with the function. Okay, it is possible only in Python programming language. Okay students, in the next class we discuss about the next topic. Thank you students.